Howdy peeps, how's it going? Hope all of you are doing okay. I got a special treat for y'all today. I'm going to do what's called the broad blog. What the broad blog is, or what I'm planning to do with it, is just sort of listing off like broad subjects, like things that could pertain to everything in life or throughout life, and just sort of describe those things as best as I can. Anyways, let's get things started here, shall we? Finances. Well, financially speaking, I'm doing fairly well, I guess. Not great. I do, after all, have a rather huge visa debt that has been sitting there for many years. I have my visa limit set to $1,000, and I have indeed maxed it out. It doesn't exactly help, though, that I do get broke quite a bit. I don't necessarily get paid quite enough on my paycheck, I suppose, and so unfortunately after the first week I generally run pretty short on cash. But apart from my nasty visa bill, I do still manage to get my bills paid. I mean, I'm still, after all, able to pay off my my phone bill, which is connected to my internet. Well, I got like a cable that I'm temporarily paying for right now, and of course the hydro, which you're looking at right now, is also something else that I pay. And of course my cell phone, which I've managed to reduce the expenses on a little bit because I've stopped downloading games onto my cell phone. So, and that has reduced the bill from about $70 to about $30. So that's become a lot more manageable itself. I did mention just now about the vacation. The vacation, I have about $800 saved up towards, and I expect by the end of the year I should have, I guess, a bit over $1,000. So it's not a bad start, really. I actually just got my triple paycheck recently, so I was able to take a huge chunk of that and put it towards this vacation. So hopefully I'll have a whole ton of cash by next year. Fitness. Well, it's obvious that my fitness level has gone down by quite a bit ever since I left the martial arts class. When I spent all the time in martial arts, I got to do all sorts of exercises like crunches and push-ups and all sorts of other things in general. Well, any large movements in general, anything that tires you out will obviously be good exercise for you, but like I said, I've sort of stepped away from that, and so I don't do my exercises as much as I should. I could perhaps do them at home, you know, and just maintain a certain fitness level that way, but again, it's always nice to be in the martial arts class and have all that little bit of extra incentive to maintain my exercise. And being as that I am getting old, obviously exercise isn't a bad idea. But I don't drive, and so I do quite a bit of walking, and I guess I get most of my exercise from that, and that's like just walking around from place to place. Of course, I did the zombie walk recently, and so I had to walk all the way from Granville and Robson and then back up again. So that was probably about, I guess, about 5 or 10 blocks or something. And between myself and my friends that I had with me, I was the only one that wasn't completely fatigued by the walk. So, whereas they were like, you know, so I guess that's kind of a compliment to me, you know, being able to walk long distances like that and not get tired. So, but it is expected that I will get at least a little bit of extra exercise from the dance classes. I mean, some of the dances aren't necessarily that difficult to do, and they don't take that much energy to do, but once you get into stuff like swing, which so far has been the most difficult physically, then well, actually I think there's salsa as well. Salsa, I think, is physically demanding too. And so once you get into those, I probably find that it'll be a lot better workout for me, and so I should be able to get a little bit more exercise that way. So, but overall, I probably should just be doing a bunch of stuff on my own. So, friendships. Well, so far this year I've managed to alienate my brother's friends, and I've just sort of simply chosen not to hang out with them anymore. I've just been basically avoiding them. I mean, I like a few of the people in the group. You know, a couple of the people in that group are very cool, and I would be more than happy to hang out with them. But unfortunately, there was the other half of the group that I didn't like at all, and just drove me nuts. And so I've basically just chosen not to associate with any of them, just sort of not to associate with them. Of course, if I had the choice, I would have basically gotten rid of the other half of the group. But unfortunately, they're not my friends, they're my brother's friends. And since I don't really have much persuasion over my brother or any of the people that he hangs out with, unfortunately, I can't just tell them to leave. And so I had to either choose to stick it out with him or leave myself. So I've just chosen to leave myself. The redhead and I are still essentially friends, although unfortunately our communication levels have dropped down by quite a bit ever since she quit using MSN Messenger about 6 months ago. She has, as of recently, been relying entirely on Facebook for all her communications, and so in some ways our ability to communicate with each other has lost that personal touch to it. And I always liked being able to talk to her on MSN Messenger and knowing that she was right there to listen to me. So, but according to what she's been saying, she gets way too many chat requests and stuff like that. I guess she gets like a lot of people that talk to her at one time, and she is a fairly busy person, and so unfortunately our chatting with her has apparently been an obstruction to her. But I am hoping that she'll reconsider and that she will come back eventually. Romance. Well, I must say my romantic odds have certainly increased by quite a bit ever since I joined this dance class. I mean, the class is, after all, mixed up a mix of both men and women, as opposed to the old martial arts class where it was roughly 90% men and maybe like one woman in class. So in some ways that, like I said, it has improved my romantic odds, but unfortunately a lot of the people that go to this dance class are also a lot older as well, which tends to hinder things a little bit. But you know, there are still quite a few of the younger types in the class. There was actually recently a whole bunch that joined the beginners classes, and we're hopeful that they'll join the more advanced classes as well. And last but not least, work. Well, work is okay. I mean, work, and you just go to your job and do whatever it is that you have to do. Although, I must admit, as of recently, I probably haven't been as productive, really, because I unfortunately tend to stay up fairly late at night, and it tends to make me sleepier during the day, so I tend not to be as productive at my job as I would like to be. I'm not exactly sure. Part of it might be age as well. You know, I'm not as fast as I used to be, and I guess my boss, my manager, tends to notice it quite a bit. But I try my best. You know, I just have to make it a point to sleep in earlier so I can be brighter during the day, because I do tend to stay, like I said, I do tend to stay up at like 2 a.m. sometimes, and I tend to get pretty tired of that. But overall, like I said, it's great. I mean, my co-worker relations are fine so far. I mean, I don't get into as many fights with my co-workers as I used to, because we're all generally friendly to each other. So I guess that's not so bad. And you know, I guess I could do with a bigger paycheck as well. But you know, I mean, I got all the stuff that I can afford here, and it would be nice to have a little bit of extra money so I can afford to pay off my debts. But you know, that's life, and you never know, I may yet decide to change jobs in the future. I don't know. But anyways, so I hope you all enjoyed that. That's sort of the broad blog, and I shall resume my regular blogging very soon. I hope you all have a good week, and we'll chat with you guys later. Bye.